Okay, so I want to talk about how it's our responsibility to stop this sort of activity that is happening at CERN, right? Where they're doing these different experiments to try to discover these various elements and test these different theories and that type of thing, right? That is our responsibility to stop them from doing that. Yes, for one of the important reasons that it's simply dangerous. It is dangerous. It is dangerous that you are doing that. Who knows what you will discover? Who knows what you will do? Okay, that just comes with the territory, generally speaking, but this is just inherently, fundamentally extreme. Okay, there could be, you could sort of unleash something that this earth is not ready for. I'm not exactly talking like portals and that type of thing, just an element, a destructive element, a destructive reaction. Okay, something something around there. Okay, but it's not just that. One thing is that this shows that another sign that we don't live in a democracy, or who cares about democracy, because it seems like democracy is a failed experiment of sorts, or let's just call it a failed experience, right? We experienced it, it's not working. Because when did we when did we discuss this as the collective, as a mass of citizens? When did we greenlight this? When did we discuss this? When did we agree to this? The CERN, and I think they're building like more facilities and that type of things, billions of dollars. Who, why don't we have a say on how our money is being spent? Okay, for you guys to do these sort of basically recreational experiments. Okay, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it doesn't even matter if it wasn't that dangerous. We don't desire it, we're uncomfortable with it, the people have spoken. How are so it seems like a very small collection of people are dictating and deciding how billions of dollars, our money, is being spent. In the name of what? For what purpose? Okay. And there's not just that, there's another aspect of this where this is so whether there is a discovery and it's sort of this technological or knowledgeable advancement, that's an issue, okay? Because it seems as if we are, I mean, look at the bump stock, okay? So the bump stock was involved in there was one of the most deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history, maybe world history, where someone, it happened in Vegas. They took this bump stock and busted out a window in a Las Vegas hotel, and they shut up a concert, killed people, dozens of people in seconds. Okay, we are not ready for more technological advancements. It already seems as if we gotten ahead of ourselves. Not to knock us, but we're still giving like very intelligent ape vibes. Okay, look at Hiroshima and the nukes and that type of thing. It seems like we are using. It seems like we weren't ready for this technology. Okay, but you want to make more technological, knowledgeable leaps. We're not ready. It's kind of in the same vein how you guys are so obsessed with colonizing Mars and all these different planets. We haven't figured out how to live on this planet, but you want to go live on a different planet. Okay, we haven't even fully explored this our own oceans, but we want to explore space. While there's like mass inequality, mass equity, people dying because they're rationing their insulin, homeless epidemics, cities with no drinkable water, um, climate that is like going haywire, or maybe it's more just natural climate, but we're not even preparing for that. But like this is not making sense. This is just keep going into this direction of these sort of science STEM cultists type of thing, where you guys are almost, it's like you guys are power tripping. Okay, where like I don't know, almost like colonizing Mars is almost like uploading your consciousness and colonizing Mars is like you guys is um going to heaven and your afterlife, right? Um but okay, if you want to do that, you can do that, but don't take us along for the ride and don't use our labor and money to do that. Okay, but there's also seems like this thing driving it where you guys are um there seems to be this like race or competitiveness, like right, you guys want to be, it's like you guys are always chasing those like Nobel Peace Prizes, and you want to put your name on something, and like how there's like, you know, um Maslow hierarchies of needs, like always like stamping your name on these discoveries and technologies and advancements and these knowledge discoveries, um, and this knowledge and all this type of thing, where it's kind of it has become runaway. It's like this runaway train. Like it's like you guys can't stop. It's like you're in this mania, this success mania, this I don't know what you want to call it, but this like runaway train type of vibe. We have to put on the brakes. I'm not saying um, stop everything, though. On some level, it does seem we have to, seems like we have to start withdrawing, right? Trying to colonize Mars, trying to discover these new elements and materials and all these different type of things. And while there's incoming droughts and um, there's heat waves and there's these wildfires that are getting worse, and we have a lot to worry about. We have a lot that's on our plate, and that seems like there's going to be more on our plate, but we're doing all of these unnecessary, really extreme things. And who gave you the green light to do that? That's our job, to um, reel in these different I know these just, it's like these demographics that are trying to just sort of take things over. Okay, and it's like this arrogance that are blinding people to their own behavior, something like that. There's like a lot of blind spot stuff going on here, but that's our job. Who, it's like these people have who they, they self authorize themselves as the authorities. No, it's the people. We decide. I'm not saying it's the reverse where we bully these people. No, there's not a round table vibe going on here. We have a say too, and we need to speak up, right? A lot of these people, they look down on us, right? They're like, they don't understand energy, right? It's not that we don't understand. There's just one, that there's multiple types of intelligences, and we don't have to have high logical intelligence to figure things out or to have opinions. It's like this whole system where it's like this logical intelligence sort of wannabe supremacy, where you think we need permission to be intelligent, We don't need permission to be intelligent, and we're more intelligent that these sort of um, I know cultish logical types take us for. Okay, and then there's because there is more issue. This same demographics are the same people who are still blindly, senselessly advocating for nuclear energy. I'm not saying so much that nuclear energy should be totally wiped out, but there's no caution around it. It's just this mania going on just because it's associated with STEMmy logical intelligence type of things. It's just more hype based and hysteria based than sensible. Like you're still having this fervor for nuclear energy after Chernobyl, after what was that nuclear disaster in Japan, and our oceans still haven't recovered. Toxic water, toxic fish, but you're still just senselessly advocating for nuclear energy. And then there's other issues with her as well, right? They were talking about how there was this near miss of this huge solar flare that was moments, if things were slightly different, it would have hit Earth, and it would have been similar to that event that, it's there was less sort of, electric infrastructure back then. If that type of thing happened now, we could be out of power for weeks. So what would happen to all these nuclear power plants and reactors around the world if we had no access to electricity or power and that type of thing, communication for weeks or not, if not longer? Like we're not we and that's preventable. We could prepare for that, but we're not even there. It's just like this out of step, and that's the same. That same a lot of that type of activity is come. This other activity, that activity is coming from these same demographics that are obsessed with CERN and looking down on people, even though there's all these considerations and that they're not even considering. Okay, so it's our job, citizens, non-STEM cultists, non-academia cultists, non-logical cultists, right? To um, say we don't want this, we're not comfortable with this, stop making these new facilities, shut down CERN. We have other things to worry about. There's more important things, and maybe we should put on the brakes on some of this advancements until we sort of get a hold of ourselves, assess ourselves, and a lot of these things shouldn't be happening until we've been consistently civil for a while, which is not happening, and it seems like that might even blow up in our face. Um, but still, we have to start unifying and making noise and taking action about things we don't want to happen. Okay?